Thank you, Madam Chair, for holding this hearing and for Members' Day today. I know this committee's been busy, this Congress, with impeachment. The committee held its first hearing this week, and by all observers, it was a circus. There were clowns, walkers, fire breathers, and shell games. The only thing missing was the big top. In addition to this first impeachment hearing, the committee also held numerous hearings on the work of Special Counsel Robert Mueller. The committee voted to hold the Attorney General in contempt for following the law. And Democrats have spent the last 3 years grasping at straws to reverse the results of the 2016 presidential election. And that's a shame. There are serious issues confronting our country that this committee should be focused on. And yet this committee is hot under their collar with impeachment fever, driving the committee to neglect those serious issues. One of these serious issues is addressing our broken immigration system. The American people said immigration is the most important problem facing our country, according to a Gallup poll. There's a crisis on our border. In May, Americans saw the highest number of border apprehensions in 1 month in 13 years. Cartels are profiting from drugs and human trafficking. I visited the southern border in Arizona and saw the crisis firsthand. Ranchers I talked to described finding dead bodies on their properties. When I talked with Border Patrol agents, they told me they need more equipment, better body armor, and physical barriers that actually work. What it all comes down to is that our immigration system is broken. This committee focused on fixing it last year, replacing visa lotteries with a merit-based system, ending chain migration, and yes, building a wall. But what's taken over this committee this year? Impeachment fever. Episodes of mass violence have shaken our country. Cowardly individuals attack and kill innocent Americans in acts of domestic violence. To address this crisis, Democrats propose infringing on our Second Amendment rights of law-abiding citizens. And don't just take my word for it. Democrats have claimed for years that nobody's coming for anybody's guns. But a progressive Democrat running for president just last week destroyed that myth, admitting on national TV that they are coming for our guns. Just look at H.R. 8. Democrats created an anti-Second Amendment bill. No subcommittee hearing was held. No subcommittee markup was held. This committee held no hearings. It was considered and marked up in 1 day. So how would H.R. 8 prevent tragedies of mass violence? It wouldn't. In fact, it would make it illegal for a victim of domestic abuse to borrow a gun for protection. And it is a dangerous step towards a national gun registry and ultimately confiscation. Most recently, this committee marked up a series of bills that provide no solutions, just false hope. It runs the gamut, from imposing arbitrary limits on magazines to depriving law-abiding Americans of their Second Amendment rights without due process. These efforts undermine the rights of lawful gun owners. Do you know who won't be impacted by these false hope laws? Criminals. So maybe this committee could reaffirm the importance of enforcing existing laws to keep guns out of the hands of criminals, like forbidding straw purchases or prosecuting convicted criminals who try to buy guns. Maybe it could focus on keeping guns out of the hands of criminals. Maybe it could focus on evidence-based solutions that don't infringe our Second Amendment rights. But instead, this committee has been taken over with impeachment fever. And Madam Chair, if you have to investigate something, if your fever just won't break, maybe you could bring Inspector General Horowitz from the Justice Department to discuss the actions of the FBI, CIA, and Special Counsel. Maybe you could do more than take a shallow look at the deep state. Thank you for this opportunity to share my views with the committee.